My name is Angel with a J. Don't forget it, Angel with a J. Why do I have to feel the need to say Angel with a J? I don't know. I just do. It's just who I am. So I'm not gonna apologize for who I am. I don't even know how to like start this video. It's just so weird. Sometimes you just sit in front of a camera, your mind just goes blank and you forget like all the things that you wanted to talk about. So let's see. Sorry, my mind is just all over. I think that Phil's, literally, those of you who know me in real life know that Phil's is like not okay for me, but I was really craving it today, so I still got it. And also I'm really liking like the rosé one, so I got that. And I love how they like do that little personalized name, like that's so cute. Besides the point. So the Phil's is just like turning me into
kids at it again, go!
my normal crackhead self, or Angel crackhead times 2. The one, bleh. Let me just like rewind a little bit. Most of the people that are on here have probably followed me on social media or know me. I guess those of you who don't or might possibly not, I should do a little general description of who I am. So my name's Angel. I am 25 years old. I live in the Bay Area. And I've had this YouTube channel for a while. I've posted a few videos of me hoop dancing. That's something that I really like to do. I love to dance. Something that a lot of people might not know about me is that I'm actually a writer. I love to write poetry, and I basically write like every single day. And when I was in college, I went to San Jose State. When I was in college, I would always go to like open mic nights and poetry slams because I love to be around other creative people. And when I would go to these open mic nights, I would always just, you know, listen to people's stories, feel like the energy of the room, and just get so excited that, you know, there are places where people can express themselves freely and it's like no judgment. You know, everyone's very open and very supportive, you know, and it was very, very inspiring for me. And I was going to these open mic nights and poetry slams for a couple years, and I never really gained that courage to go up there. And for me personally, I find a lot of my creativity in a time of darkness and in a time of sadness. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you actually listen to a lot of music, I feel like most creative expression comes out of either really sad or you're really deep in love. Like, those are the two emotions that people tend to find the most inspiration. Like, you can go and find 50,000 breakup songs, and then you can find 100 million like love songs or whatever the case may be. And that's just where people find the most inspiration. For me personally, a lot of my poetry and a lot of my story writing does happen at a time when I'm very sad or, you know, very emotional, and I'm trying to find a way to deal and cope with, you know, the emotions that I'm going through. So I'll just be honest. Currently, I'm not like 100% emotionally, like the way I'm feeling, like emotionally satisfied with life. I just feel like there's a lot of factors that, you know, I wish I could change or I wish I could control. I have to go with the flow and trust the universe and trust your process and trust your journey. And so with me being kind of in a, I guess, negative headspace, I've found this inspiration inside of me to find a way to express my creativity once again. And so I honestly really wanted to come out and like make a YouTube channel and talk about my poetry and just read some of the things that I've written. You know, I'm really passionate about mental health awareness. And I think that people get uncomfortable talking about, you know, their depression or their anxieties or their traumas. And I think that one of the reasons I'm on this planet is to normalize that and to make people realize that it's okay to not be okay. And I know that's such a cliche, but I find a lot of power in hearing the stories of other people and how they were able to like overcome their struggles. And I guess I just kind of want to start being more open about my life and my history and what makes me Angel, like how I cope with things, how I deal with things. And I think just sharing that is a way of healing myself. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm making this YouTube for like a selfish reason, but I'm also not making this YouTube to get freaking YouTube famous. Like, I'm making this solely for expression and for discussion. Like, I want to talk about hard topics. I want to talk about mental health. I want to talk about global issues. I want to talk about some of the experiences I've had and what it's like to be like a biracial woman in the United States. And, you know, I'm in technology, what it's like to be a woman in the Silicon Valley trying to make her way through the tech industry. Like, and then also have Geppetto. So I feel like it'd be fun to like have a place to share all my fun adventures with Geppetto. Like, there are so many things that I want to do with this channel or like with myself and express my life, and I'm just excited to be more open and to be more vulnerable with the world and show the world who I really am. At the end of the day, we're all human, and humans just want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to be recognized. And what better way to feel that than to recognize yourself and to look back and reflect on some of the things and the growth that you've done over the years. So I kind of just look at this as like a way to do that for me. So yeah, long, overwhelming answer, but these aren't even all of them. But I typically write every day, or I at least try to. And I've filled like, how many is this? Wait, this is 4. I have filled 7 journals in the past 2 years. These are just some of them. I need space. Like, yeah. When I got this journal, I was in a very, very, very dark place. Hence the black cover. I'm not gonna like describe like each one because I have so many over there too. But this one was when I first got out of a very long-term relationship, and it has a map, and so it was like me kind of like learning to do things on my own and explore the world by myself. This one was when I was at a state of just feeling like numb and just bleak, I guess you could say. I don't know. This was a very interesting time. And then this is the current journal that I have. It has flowers on it. I love flowers. I love plants, as you can see. Like the flower cycle, it just reminds me so much of like humans and how we kind of go through cycles, right? Like you live through one cycle and you might start fresh from a little bud, and then you bloom and you have a peak moment, and then kind of something happens and then you dwindle away, and then you might crash and burn and die. But it's okay, because next spring is when you're going to be rebirthed and reborn again. And so that is kind of why I have this one. So I kind of prefaced and already told you guys about, you know, me and my inspiration coming from times of darkness or times of sadness. And so what better poem to start my channel with than a poem called My Inspiration. So let's flip to that one. If I could just find it, that would be great. Bruh. Sorry. Bear with me. Like, this is a nice little picture that I flipped to when I opened that. Okay, I finally found it. Jesus Christ, I have so much in here. It was just so difficult to find. So this one is called My Inspiration. The inspiration from pain is like resting your hand on a hot stove. A big fiery surprise that shocks your whole body, but it lingers. Each time you move that hand, it remembers. A tingling sensation, it's burned through the layers of your being. The inspiration from pain is a light at the end of the tunnel. Hopes that spilling the pain out onto the pages will help you escape the dark walls closing in on you. But the tunnel keeps going. You can enjoy the light in bursts, months, days, hours, minutes. Sweet sunshine, it's like ecstasy to my skin. The shadow of darkness begins to hug me from behind. The inspiration from pain is unlike any other. Thank you. Literally snapping in my head. If you're not snapping, it's okay. I know I have a lot of work to do. But that is one of my poems. People meet me they always tell me, oh my gosh, Angel, like you have such a positive energy, like you're so fun to be around, like you're such a happy-go-lucky person. And I think that I'm just super outgoing. So when people meet me for the first time or they're getting to know me, like they get that excited energy of who I am. Like I'm very friendly, I'm a people person, but kind of always being told that you emanate like a very positive energy. Like sometimes it can kind of put a bit of pressure on me. Gosh, I have to be strong, or I have to be that person that my friends expect me to be and my family expects me to be. And sometimes it can be a lot. And so I feel like my poetry and me writing is a way for me to kind of express those dark sides of myself and, you know, the shadow side of me, or the side that people don't really get to see. So there is one more poem that I'd like to share. Maybe I'll share like one or two every time I do like a poetry video. Let's see, let me just find it. So this one, okay. So this one is called My Words. Nothingness, meaningless, sounds so effective in distress. My intention is not always in my sentences. Thoughts escape my mouth like the explosion from a shaken soda can. Seemingly harmless, I wipe them from your skin, but the sticky residue remains. Let me wash you with my remorse. You don't have to forgive me, of course. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just say things without thinking. I've always been kind of like that person that'll just be, if something crosses my mind, I'll just like say it, you know? And so in some ways it can be very funny. In some ways it can be very uplifting. In some ways it can be very harmful. When you don't actually take a second to step back and think about what you're about to say, and how the other person might take it, you might actually end up offending them. And so it's kind of one of those situations where I had a feeling and I just said what was on my mind, didn't really think about how I said it, the way it was going to come across, or anything like that, how I might make him feel. Like I just said what I had to say. And I felt really bad about it, obviously. So I wrote this poem as a reminder to myself to be a little bit more mindful with the way that I speak to people, and even sometimes the way that you speak to yourself. Big supporter and believer in manifestations, and that everything you say and put out into the universe will come true. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. So if you're continuously saying negative things to yourself or negative things about your future, that is going to come into fruition. But the opposite is true if you say positive things to yourself, positive things to the people around you about the things you wish to happen or hoping to happen, and all of that. So that kind of was just a little bit more of a reminder for myself and to others to be, mindful. Just be mindful. So, you know, I'm really excited. I'm really happy that I got the chance to sit down and like film this, talk about it. Oh, I forgot to mention really quickly, I should say that I plan to post every Wednesday because Wednesday is my favorite day of the week. Something that y'all might not know about me is that I'm a Libra, and so I naturally love balance. So Wednesday is my favorite day of the week because it's right smack dab in the middle. I feel like Wednesday has to be the day. I'm gonna hold myself accountable to that. I don't necessarily want to say a time because that would be a lot of pressure for me, but I will say my videos will be coming out on Wednesdays. It's gonna be really fun. So let's see how this goes, you know? If you're down for the ride, then like, let's go ahead, like grab your coffee, cheers it up. We're gonna have a good ass time. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all very soon. I keep saying y'all. I don't think I say y'all. Do I say y'all? I don't know, but I'm gonna try not to say y'all. Okay, you guys have not even you guys. All you beautiful people, you have a good rest of your week.